What's up, everybody? Today we're back with another video. What if the Roman Empire came back? So my last video didn't really get a lot of views. It got 3. So I know these borders will probably look long. Like Iraq, oh my gosh, Iraq is cooked. Like why? Oh my god, Iraq is like completely fried. Like they barely have any land. Same with Georgia and Azerbaijan. Like there's 2 parts connected for Azerbaijan. It's crazy, okay? Like Germany over here and the Netherlands still existing somehow, and Hungary, of course. Hungary still exists. Yes, Hungary still exists. Now, of course, all these borders could be wrong because I do not know how to make accurate borders, and I do not know how to make opacity. I don't know how to lower the opacity of the photo or something. So what happens is we're gonna work with this. So yeah, just don't mind the borders if they look horrible, and you just somehow remember all of the Roman Empire borders and what they exactly look like something. So there's a lot of countries that lost a lot of land, like I just mentioned: Iraq, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Hungary, a lot of Romania, Germany, Netherlands, the United Kingdom still exists. Did Slovakia lose land? I don't think they did. I think they did. Yeah, I think they did. Egypt lost a lot of land. Libya, Tunisia, of course, lost a lot of land. Algeria and Morocco lost a little bit of land, but not too much. I mean, for Algeria, it's not really that much. So the first country they'll be declaring war on is Iraq because, well, they literally are cooked. They're fried. Their government, or I mean, their country, the land size compared to the Roman Empire is like an ant. So yeah, they'll immediately annex Iraq with no problem at all because, well, of course, again, an ant compared to the Roman Empire. Now these borders look better, don't they? So the next countries they'll be going for is Georgia and Azerbaijan because, well, yeah. And if you guys, well, of course it's going to be Azerbaijan and Georgia losing because, of course, Azerbaijan and Georgia will be losing this war because, again, ants compared to the Roman Empire. So Azerbaijan will be annexed, and then Georgia as well because that makes sense, doesn't it? So yeah, this is what it's looking like now. Also, Iran lost some land, but not too much, so it's fine. So the next country they'll be going for is Hungary over here because Hungary is, again, like, not good. Another person who will be joining this war is, well, Slovakia and Czechia. Now, there's a problem because, yeah, this is a problem. There's barely any countries in Europe left. It's just Italy, basically. So what they do is form an alliance. Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, Germany, the Netherlands, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. Ireland will be neutral. Never mind. Ukraine, Romania, and Moldova. Moldova. Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Sweden, Finland, and Norway will be in this alliance. Otherwise, everyone else just doesn't want to be in an alliance, or they're just neutral. Like Denmark over here, they're neutral. I mean, Ireland's neutral, Iceland's neutral. Belarus just don't want to be in an alliance. Like, why do you want to be in an alliance with enemies? And Russia as well, because, well, again, they're enemies for Russia. Actually, you know what? I don't think Sweden will join the war. I think Sweden will be neutral, just like old times, I guess. So it'll be just Finland and Norway and Scandinavia joining this war. So, okay, my bad. Alright, so what happens now is it's basically Europe versus the Roman Empire. The first country they annex is pretty obvious. They'll annex Hungary first because Hungary is, well, again, dead. They're basically in the ground, so yeah, they get Hungary. Now these borders look way more better. And they'll also annex Romania because they're pretty weak as well. Because, like, Roman Empire, like, Romania lost a lot of land from the Roman Empire. So it makes sense, so, yeah. And also, they'll also annex Moldova because compared, like, even today, Moldova's completely weak to Italy. They're dead. So Moldova gets annexed, as well as the Netherlands, because Netherlands is pretty weak now compared to the Roman Empire. But they won't annex like something like Slovakia, Czechia, Germany, Poland. I mean, they do have access to Britain, but they won't go to Britain. But actually, I changed my mind about Slovakia because they will annex Slovakia next. So now the Roman Empire is way more bigger and better. In terms of borders, they look way more better. Next country they'll be going for is actually Libya. Why Libya? I'll tell you why. Because of Italy annexing them before as a colony. So they want Libya back. So they get all of Libya because, what did you think? If you really thought Libya was going to win the war, then there's something wrong with you. I mean, no hate to anyone from Libya if you thought they would win against Roman Empire. I mean, it's their video, so yeah. They also annexed Tunisia because, well, again, they lost a lot of land. And they're extremely weak. Like, really, really weak. Like, Moldova weak compared to the Roman Empire. So, yeah. So this is what the borders are looking like now. This is way more better. This is way much better. Now, Denmark sees these invasions and it's like, you know what? I don't want to be I don't want to be neutral anymore and want to join this alliance. Because, well, I'm scared. That's basically how it works. And Sweden, in their mind, is thinking of a scenario where also they get annexed and where Roman Empire just chucks everyone in their way, goes up here to Finland, and annexes them. Because there's a bridge between Denmark and Sweden. But do we really want to count that? Nah. But they'll still join this alliance anyways. And yeah. Iceland will also join this alliance. It's kind of like a Europe NATO, just without the United States, you can say. So, yeah. But again, this is an alliance, not NATO. Or pretty much it is NATO. Idiot. So, yeah. Iceland is now part of this alliance, even though that'll do absolutely nothing because, well, they're not really connected to it. I mean, they have boats. So what they do next is, well, now Africa. Africa's worried, like, really badly. The next country they'll go for is Egypt. Now, Egypt is, like, not good at all. They're not that weak. I mean, yeah, they probably will be weak. They'll probably, like, be 20th in military still. So they do have a good fight, but eventually, in the end, they do get annexed because it's the Roman Empire. I'm going to keep saying it's the Roman Empire. Do you expect your country to win? Let me know in the comments. Or is your country not even in this war? Let me know in the comments. So, yeah. So that's the only, like, 3 countries from Africa they're going to annex. They're not really going to go for Morocco and Algeria just yet. But they'll keep focusing on Europe, getting to expansion into Czechia, which of course they annexed. So they just annexed Czechia. But now the remaining countries left are pretty strong. Because like Poland, Ukraine's like 20th military right now. Or probably 22nd because of Egypt. But now Egypt's gone, so they're probably back to 20th. Germany and United Kingdom, which is probably 8th in the military, or 10th right now. So, yeah, they're pretty good. It's so weird not to see France in these videos because France was annexed by the Roman Empire. I just wanted to say it out loud because that just feels weird, doesn't it? Now, Belarus is like to Russia, aka their dad. It's like, you know what, Russia, I'm going to betray you and join this war. Because, well, I don't want to get annexed because I'm too scared and I want not to. And I don't want to unify with you. Pretty much. Yeah. So Russia's like, it's okay. You can join this war. It's all you. I know Russia is, like, planning that they're gonna, like, get annexed easily. So, yeah. Now, the only countries that aren't actually part of this is Russia and Ireland. Because of how Ireland is pretty neutral. I mean, they're the only, like, neutral in this entire continent right now. They're pretty much the only neutral one in this entire continent. Why is Iceland not covered? Get Iceland, bro. Get Iceland. What are you doing? This game is so stupid. It's not even a game. What am I saying? Iceland's covered in. Now, what actually happens is Iceland says, you know what, it's pointless. I'm an island, and yeah, Greenland is not what? Greenland is not going to kill me, so I'm gonna just leave this group because I said so. So Iceland leaves the group because they don't really care. Well, what's Julius Caesar gonna do? Come, like, go in an airplane and land on my island to claim it? No, that's not how it works anymore. It's not the 1800s all over again. So what happens instead is now they'll declare war on Ukraine. Not Ukraine, because they don't really border Russia that much, and they want to get as close to Moscow as possible so they can easily, like, annex Russia. Now, the only continents that are gonna be part of this is Asia, Africa, and Europe. None of the Americas or Oceania, and of course not Antarctica, because what is Antarctica gonna do? Antarctica is the most powerful, like, continent ever, so yeah, they have no chance. So what they do is actually have a deal with them. Instead of annexing all of Ukraine, they do a deal. How about you give me this part over here, and you're good. You just lead the alliance, and then you're good. Ukraine, or we annex you. Ukraine is pretty, like, threatened by the situation, but apparently they accept. Because, one, they don't want to get annexed, and two, they're going to get annexed. And they're threatened, so, yeah. So, they have a deal, and does it. But now, Julius realizes that's not pretty close to Moscow. So they ask Ukraine again for more land, or else we're going to annex you. For this part. Over here, as you can see. Ukraine says, fine, you can have the land. And Ukraine now has lost a lot. They even lost their access to the ocean, and now they're fully landlocked. And now one last thing for Ukraine until they're finally off the Roman Empire's back is to leave the alliance. That means nothing, and they leave the alliance. But the Roman Empire says they'll be chill. They'll be chill with Ukraine, and apparently Ukraine accepts this alliance thing. I realize I could use their eraser, so awesome. Actually, that doesn't really work, so I don't really like that, so yeah. So Ukraine eventually accepts this offer, and now Ukraine is looking beat up, but it's fine. So what they do now is go for Germany. Now Germany over here lost a lot of land, lost some land, and now Germany is trying to get annexed by the Roman Empire. Now they don't want to go for. Now the reason why they're not going for the British is because, well, one, they're pretty strong already. I mean, of course it'll take like years, and Julius Caesar is lazy, so they go for the weaker countries to eventually annex. So what happened to Ukraine? So Ukraine's not really off their backs yet. They're going to become a puppet state for the Roman Empire. Now, what this means is Ukraine won't have a Ukrainian government. They'll have a Italian government, which is apparently, like, I don't know. So what happens now is they'll get, like, yeah. So now they're a puppet state for the Roman Empire. Again, so they'll help the Roman Empire in situations, like if they're collapsing and stuff. But, again, they're going to try to annex Germany, take it into Denmark, and get all the way to Sweden. Now, Sweden, of course, they have a bridge. Now, Denmark and Sweden have a bridge. Like, something like this. And, do we really want to count that? I don't really want to count it. I mean, it's not fair then. Because then, this video would end in the next 5 minutes. So, what happens is, Germany gets annexed. Yes, Germany does get annexed. And this is a big problem now, because Germany, pretty strong, right? Like 14 military rank. Like in the world right now. Right now, probably like 14 military rank in the world right now. And of course, again, not good. So Denmark is like, you know what? I want to leave this alliance, but Julius Caesar's like, not too soon, buddy. We want you. So now Denmark gets annexed. The Denmark gets annexed fully, so yeah, we'll just draw a line. I mean, we'll connect this Denmark to over here. Now, Poland all this part of Europe over here, like, I don't know. You can just circle. So all this part of Europe, like, is in a circle. And this circle right now is still alive, including this puppet state. I mean, except for Germany, so, yeah. And Denmark, so, yeah. Now, what happens is, there's a lot of things we can do. So Julius Caesar could go for the British Empire, right? What the British Empire does is, well, there's no really soldiers in the British Empire. It caught them by surprise. So they annex all their land back. British Empire is back again. And now, of course, well, they're really angry. But the British Empire's like, hey son, United States, can you help us? And the United States is like, sure, we'll help you. And the United States won't really just go, they go over here, get some land, and take everything in the world, because that's just unfair, isn't it? So all they would do is send aid. Now the British Empire, or oh my god, it's not the British Empire, and then he was just like, yeah, I'll hop off. So then Britain, not British Empire, they'll annex all of Ireland just for some more soldiers, and they don't really need Iceland. They should, maybe they can annex Iceland. Now, of course, Julius Caesar knows about this, and they're expected to go in France and go, like, berserk over here. But what the British Empire does is pretty smart. They actually go into Denmark instead, with no soldiers. And they start going crazy. It says that all their soldiers, like 1 million over here, are just lined up in France. And a lot of them are in Brittany. Instead, the United Kingdom hits a Uno reverse and goes in here, in Denmark. Now, with Denmark, now, let's see these new borders. I don't have a thing. I don't know. So, what these borders are looking like now. So, now, Poland will get all this land over here, easily getting the British, not the British! Ukraine will get all of this land over here, now not being a puppet state anymore. So, this is what happens, and they have a lot of land now. Awesome! Yay! And now, they got all this land over here. Now, Ukraine is back to normal. Now, of course, they can eat. Now, they dethroned their Italian government. And now, well, yeah. So, Poland gets all this land over here. Poland gets all this land. Cool, Poland. I like Poland. Why? I don't know. So, yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing real quick. Just make this land, bro. Okay, boom. Now, Poland has all this land. Now, the British want to go in France. Now, in Africa. Now, of course, Algeria and Morocco sees this. And, you know what? We want our land back as well. So, Algeria and Morocco will join this war. And all Morocco wants is just it's just like this. That's all they pretty much want. Now, yes, they do have a bridge in Spain to Spain, and they could just start going annexing. Oh no, scary. No, I'm not gonna do that. So what Algeria does, Algeria gets a lot of land. They get all of this over here. No. Yeah, they don't. Algeria isn't going to go that dominant. So what Algeria does is have all this land. But instead, we're going to draw a straight line. I mean, that's pretty straight. I don't know why I said that. And then you get all this land, Tunisia, all of Libya, stuff like that. Dude, I don't know what color am I using. It's not the correct one. I have no idea what color am I using. So we're just going to connect this. Now Algeria will get all this land. Cool. So, now they get all this land, but what about Egypt? Now Egypt actually still has her own. Now Egypt wants to get independence instead of just like getting annexed fully. they asked for independence from Julius Caesar, and Julius is like in the middle of the war, so they just let Egypt go. So Egypt, Algeria, and Morocco will like just drop out this war. So yeah. Saudi Arabia is like, you know what, bro? We just want some land. Just give me some land. So what they do is just push up into the land. They actually lost some land. And Iran as well will also join this war. Iran. And finally, Russia. Russia will join this war just for Caucasus region. And now Julius Caesar's like, oh no, we're cooked. So Russia will get all this land over here. We'll get all this land from Azerbaijan or something. Now, of course, language wouldn't work over here. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm saying random stuff. So they get all the Caucasus region, basically. So, yeah. And they get all this. And then Russia's just like, you know what, bro, we don't really care. We just want Caucasus. And they just leave the war. So, Iran and Saudi Arabia will keep going through. Now, Julius Caesar is like, cooked. Will Julius Caesar even come back to life? You know what? I don't know why I keep saying Julius Caesar, but Julius Caesar is back to life. I just realized that Julius Caesar be coming back to life in 2026 wouldn't make any sense, would it? Saudi Arabia gets this land and all of Cyprus as well, because they can. Now, the reason why Saudi Arabia is this strong is because they asked all these countries over here to unite. Qatar will also unite with this, and Bahrain. Bahrain will also unite with Saudi Arabia. And Qatar will just be like this. UAE, Oman. Don't forget this ex-slave over here for some reason exists. Don't know why it's Oman's. And Yemen will also just join Saudi Arabia to help the war. To help with the war. All these Arab countries, I know it wouldn't happen in real life, but again, this is fiction. Just remember, this is all fiction. Now, Iran just wants to be part of the war, just wants to fit in. So what Iran does is they get all this land over here, pretty much just a bigger version of themselves. So, yeah, they get all this land over here, and now Iran's like, you know what, we're done, bro. We really do not care about any of this anymore. So Iran drops out the war. Now, Saudi Arabia is still part of the war. It's when they start actually pushing in Turkey, which they get all of it. They get all of Turkey as well. So, they go over here into Turkey. Get these islands as well. And now that's pretty much it for all Turkey. Because, well, again, Saudi Arabia isn't going to go like crazy. And, yeah. I don't know what happened here, but something happened with the border with Niger and Algeria. Now what happens now is Libya will get independence over here. And you know what? Never mind. I keep messing up in these videos. I don't have a script, so don't blame me. So the British Empire, again, we didn't get their borders, but this is what they're gonna look like. Now, again, they're gonna look like this. Now the British Empire would look like this. So, yeah. They'll just look like this. Now, the British Empire is pretty much cooking after all. And Saudi Arabia is like, nah, this is all we wanted. We're going to drop out. So now, all of Saudi Arabia is now dropped out of the war and doesn't really care anymore. So, it's just Europe versus Julius Caesar. Now, Julius Caesar, of course, had a very massive downfall, even losing to Algeria. Somehow, they lost to Algeria. The reason why is because, well, yeah, they had a lot of British Empire, not the British Empire, British soldiers coming into the land. Now, they still have, a lot of land still. They're still pretty big. 3 million kilometers squared or 2 million kilometers squared. I think their best is 1 million or 2 million. 1 to 2 million, I don't know the approximate. Even lost to Algeria and let Egypt become independent, which is pretty dumb. And, yeah. they just like said, you know what, we're gonna let Egypt just get independent without even coming to their country, and just said, you know what, yes, we're gonna let you independent. But the invention of phones. So yeah. Now, again, Ukraine is not part of the war, right? Ukraine's not part of this war anymore. Same with Saudi Arabia. So how are we gonna stop all of Julius Caesar? We just don't, because we're done. That took a very long time, longer than I expected. Julius Caesar will end like just this, and then Civil War. So, in the end, it doesn't work out. Now we have new borders, which look horrible, and finally the war is over. Now, the war is over, which is fine. We'll take the dub. I don't know why I'm doing this right now. We'll take the dub, and now we'll see you next time.